Hi, it's John Mitchell and you're watching Bubble TV, the place to be to give you the tools you need to improve at VCE. And this is Whiteboard Wednesday, where I answer your questions. Now today's question comes from Hannah, and she writes, "Hi John, firstly I'd like to say thank you for the videos you've been creating. I came across them about 4 weeks ago and have been using them for clarification as well as for revision for my stacks. You're welcome, Hannah. I've been achieving good results so far in my stacks, but have dropped marks when the question has the term discuss in it. My teacher has explained that it is looking at both sides of the argument, but I'm still having difficulty grasping the concept. Any advice you have for me would be great. Thanks again for all your work, Hannah." Alright Hannah, that's a really great question, and it's a problem that a lot of students have. A lot of students know all about the content, but that simple word discuss, and there's lots of other words out there, but today we'll focus on discuss for you, that really trip a lot of students up. So let's have a look. Firstly, if we get this up, this was written in last year's examination advice. So this is what they wrote. When students are asked to discuss, they need to include positives, negatives, costs or benefits, strengths and weaknesses, or gains and limitations in their response. So it's important, whatever your answer is going to entail, that it needs to include one of those things. So we'll have a look at a question from last year's exam. So here's an example of a question from last year's exam. We've got this from the VCAA website. We're not going to go through the whole case study, that will take us forever, but essentially it's about Ms. Glass. She's got a transport company looking to deliver parcels and she's looking to expand her business. And this is the question. Discuss an appropriate management structure for Ms. Glass's expanding business. So now we'll go and look at how to answer that question. Now Hannah, what quite often happens is that in a situation like that, students will talk or recommend a management structure that Ms. Glass can use, and then they'll talk all about the benefits of that structure. They go on forever and ever about how good it's going to be, how it's going to improve the business, how it's going to enable her to expand, all those kind of things. The problem is, it doesn't answer the question. So discuss, your teacher is exactly right, that discuss actually means you need to look at both sides of the argument. So no matter what you do, if you just write over and over and over again how it's going to benefit her, you can only get half the marks. And that's where a lot of students fall down. So it is important, but let's give you an example of how you can look at both sides of the argument. So if we look here, we're going to start off. We're going to go through this step by step. Firstly, this is how we've started answering the question. An appropriate management structure for Ms. Glass, we're referring to the case study, is a divisional structure, and we've recommended one. That's what the question asks us to do. A divisional structure is where labour is divided up into different divisions based on product, service or geographical location. So now what we're actually going to do is we're going to look at the actual benefits. So why is this the most appropriate structure? Ms. Glass could divide her business up into the type of service she's providing. For example, she could have a bulk transport division and a parcel delivery division. This would allow each division to focus solely on the service they are providing, which will help improve the quality of their service. Another reason why the divisional structure is the most appropriate in this situation is because if Ms. Glass wanted to add another service to her business, she could simply add it as another division. This could be added without the need to interrupt the rest of the structure. So all this is looking at the actual benefits. So why is this the most appropriate? So that's half of our discussion. A lot of students will stop there or continue along this line of listing the benefits. And that's only going to get half your marks. So we're halfway there now. And that's important. So it's important that you actually put this, why it's the most appropriate, and give the actual reasons. So you're looking at the strengths essentially of the structure. But now we need to look at the other side. Before, we looked at the benefits. Now we're going to look at, all right, what are the actual drawbacks? And that's how we look at the other side of the argument. That's what your teacher means when they're saying looking at both sides. One of the problems, and this is important, straight away the examiner knows that you're looking at the other side of the argument. Before you've listed the benefits now, by just saying one of the problems, you're going into it. They know, okay, this student knows exactly what's going on. With the divisional structures, that it can create duplication of work in some areas, such as human resources and finance. It is important that Ms. Glass keeps each division on task for the company goals, as the divisions can become isolated. So this is another drawback from each other which can cause them to lose sight of the overall company objectives. And that's it. As an examiner, it's very hard for them to take any marks off you because you have discussed an appropriate structure. A divisional structure is definitely an appropriate structure. You've discussed one side of it in terms of the benefits, and you've discussed the other side in terms of the drawbacks. There's your 4 marks, as easy as that. So Hannah, that's my answer to your question. I hope you liked it. Good luck for the rest of the year, and let us know how you go. Now, I've got a challenge for you. Here is a question I want all of you to have a crack at. Discuss the relationship between a facilities layout strategy and business competitiveness, and it's going to be worth 4 marks. To answer the question, head over to teachingbubble.com/blog and type in your answers into the comments section, and I'll personally give you feedback on how you went. Or if you've got any advice on how you approach discuss type questions, we'd love to hear your story and your experience. Did you like this video? If so, subscribe now and share it with all your friends. And if you want even more awesome resources to help you achieve the goals that you want in VCE, then come over now to teachingbubble.com and check us out. Continue to stay focused on your goals and dreams, work hard, and don't be scared to ask for help. You actually can achieve what you set your mind to. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Bubble TV.